natural gas as a cheaper, cleaner, and safer alternative. We have embarked on a number of initiatives under the including the development of conversion centers nationwide. Currently, there are a number of conversion centers across the nation, but we're actively launched in about 14 at the moment with our conversion incentive program. The program is primarily focused on converting vehicles in the commercial sector and the mass transit sector to help bring down the cost of transportation for all Nigerians. So we're doing that in conjunction with road transport unions such as the NURTW, NARTO, and RITIAN, as well as your state affiliated taxis, as well as the ride shares. And we're doing that at no cost to the owners. For most of those, the ride shares pay 50% of the cost of conversion and the kits as well. And that has seen significant uptake. We're getting close to 100,000 conversions, hopefully by the end of this year. We have a massive target of doing 1 million conversions by 2027. But of course, we need a lot of things on the back of that to achieve that. In addition, we've brought in some CNG powered buses, CNG powered tricycles, and we started delivering those. And that again, the idea there is that as we deploy these to operators, the transaction is they pass on the savings, or they deploy them on the routes at much cheaper prices than the petrol alternatives, and so that Nigerians can feel that directly. And we're doing also direct effect conversions with a number of different targeted operators, such as here in Abuja, for example. We've recently signed agreements with Abuja Airport Taxis, looking at all their routes and all their vehicle types and all the permutations, and we've agreed to convert all their vehicles, and in exchange for about 30 or 35% discount on the price. And we're doing that with quite a few others. We've done that in Akwa Ibom State as well as in Kogi State. So we're trying to make direct impact to these initiatives, so that the price of the transportation is reduced and the transition to CNG is enjoyed. In addition to that, we're working on youth empowerment and skills development, particularly with things like, of course, with the training that goes on with the technicians, and as well as things like the tricycles that we're deploying. Now, of course, over the time, a lot of things have happened, and we've done a lot of conversions. And of course, as you do the conversions, you need to have the refilling infrastructure also in place. Now, we have significant refilling infrastructure, but at the moment, there's a bit of a lag. And at least in the federal capital, that is being felt. But we, as PICNG, we have invested in refilling infrastructure by way of booster compressors and storage cascades, and as well as the virtual pipelines to get the CNG from your mother stations to the daughter stations. So we have a number in the ports which are about to come out. In fact, I think by Monday or Tuesday they'll be out, and those will be deployed in 10 cities strategically across the nation. But in addition to that, we're working with a number of private sector players, notably, of course, NNPC. They have quite a number, and they're currently operational in Lagos and in Abuja, and they're planning to do a few dozen more over the next few months. NIPCO as well are quite active and leading the way on this. So as well as BOVAS and others, and we're talking to others who are coming in. So the infrastructure is being put in place to ensure that CNG is available across the nation, at least where it is economically viable. And you'll find particularly over this month, and particularly before the end of the year, you'll see a significant increase in the availability of CNG refilling stations. I can see in terms of investments, there are well over 100 licenses pending or already issued by the regulator, the NMDPRA, to have to have these licensed. So we're definitely on the way there. I want to quickly, before we move on to the next speaker, I want to address the issue of safety. Safety is paramount in this whole in this industry that we're creating here. CNG is safe. I want to ensure everybody that that is the case. There has been a lot of uncertainty or skepticism because of the incident that happened in Benin last week, and it'll be wrong of me to come here and not address these issues. So I want to ensure everybody that it is a safe field to use, especially if it is done, and only if it is done by accredited CNG conversion centers, by trained technicians who are properly accredited. So we are on a massive crusade to ensure that people are sensitized by that, and sensitized of that they take their vehicles only to accredited conversion centers to have their conversions done. CNG is stored in cylinders that are almost indestructible. They are completely extruded, so there's no welding. They're totally different to the LPG cylinders that you and I know and we use in our kitchens. And they have safety mechanisms to ensure that the gas is intact and secure. And ensure, of course, on top of that, we have a regulatory system that we're putting in place with the key players in the industry. And those key players are the Standard Organization of Nigeria, SON, the Nigeria Midstream Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, that's NMDPRA, the Federal Road Safety Commission, FRSC, and the Nigeria Automobile Design Development Council, NADDC. Together with us, those four companies have come together to create the Nigeria Gas Vehicle Monitoring System, NGVMS. This is an all-encompassing regulatory and safety framework to regulate this new industry, and it regulates all natural gas vehicles in the country. So all the way from the kits and cylinders that we're bringing into the country, the kits and cylinders are being delivered to accredited conversion centers. It also regulates every single vehicle that is converted, and it regulates every refilling station to the extent that the vehicles are all monitored all the way, right away from conversion through to refilling. So every time you have to refill, you will be scanned and check that your vehicle is compliant. Safety is paramount. We are taking safety as the most important thing in this. Otherwise, this new initiative will not gather pace. So please rest assured that safety is paramount. PCNGI and all the regulatory bodies and all our partners have this at the forefront, and just to ensure that we have zero or minimal incidences. Now, I mentioned that PCNGI is focusing primarily on the commercial sector, and that is true, but I just also want to encourage people and let them know that two or 3 weeks ago, we signed together with the Consumer Credit Corporation, that's Credit Corp, a new financing solution, which we've called the Credit Access for Light and Mobility, CALM. And that allows you to have financing available for your conversion kits, as well as for solar panels for your home. So yes, the cost of conversion is not a small amount of money, but government is making it available with solutions for each and every one of us. So please be assured that we're making it all available, making it easy for everybody to convert, not just to convert, and also to have refilling available. And of course, covering all that, we have the safety protocols in place. But here I'm looking forward to hearing about the mobile refilling station and solutions that CGAS and partners have in place. And I'm happy to discuss and answer any questions later, but thank you all for listening.
Thank you very much, sir, for that Quite insightful session. I'm happy that participants would have, of course, noted so many things. For me, I've noted a lot that the PICNG is doing, and it's a great one. We hope that in the nearest future, Nigerians get to accept them. All right, quickly, without wasting much of our time, please let me note that this meeting is being recorded and will be shared to all participants after the meeting, so that you can have to revise on them. So quickly, I would like to invite our partner from the Moto Gig, Mr. Jiri, to please take the floor. Mr. Jiri, you can take it forward.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
I
We can
hope
hear you.
I hope you can hear me.
Yes, please.
Yes. So, good morning from the Central Europe, from the Czech Republic. Shall I start my presentation, or will you present the presentation as we sent to you? How to proceed it? So before we start, I would like to introduce myself and my company. So my name is Jiří Slíva, and I am director for the sales from the company Motor Ekov Group. We are coming from the Czech Republic, from the Central Europe, quite small country with 10 million people. We are industrial company, engineering company, with very long tradition, with quite long history. We celebrated last year 125 years century anniversary, and okay, this is a good base to be industrial company in this sector. We started our business with compressors, with pumps, and during the time we have been developing in quite big industrial company. Uh, our business is mainly focused on automotive. We are focused on the foundry industry, machining industry, assemblies, and also some complicated assembly and engineering sector. About 90% of our business is automotive. We are a big supplier to automotive manufacturers, to OEMs like Volkswagen, like Scania, MAN, that means truck producers. Uh, in the past, that means 20 years ago, we also started with production of low pressure air compressors for trucks, for tractors, for agriculture technique, and very similar applications. It was standard one stage and one or two cylinders compressor, and okay, it was a good experience for our development, for our designers to develop also high pressure compressors that can be used for applications like CNG is. You have already heard about CNG, about compressed natural gas. So you know all the benefits. You can what CNG is, how it works. In the Czech Republic, we are one of the leaders working in this sector. However, you probably also know the situation in the Europe, that the European Union has very strict ambition to ban combustion engines starting the year 2035, or not to ban the engines, but to ban to sell the new cars with combustion engines. So that's also not good message for Motor Ekov as CNG stations manufacturer, and we are looking for all opportunities around the world where we can be successful with our products, with the filling stations and filling appliances for CNG. Therefore, we are open also for the cooperation with our Nigerian company, with our partner. We closed exclusive contract, and CGAS became our dealer in a Nigerian region. So that's also opportunity for Motorikov, and we appreciate this opportunity. We also appreciate the opportunity to be today here and to present our production or our portfolio, what we can offer to Nigerian market. We as Motorikov, we are also user, we are also client of CNG. You can see our presentation now. There are some pages at the beginning saying that yes, this is the first page. This is a typical picture of our car and our filling station. So you can skip this. That's actually everything what I introduced at the beginning. So we can go on. So you also heard about all the benefits of CNG, economical, ecological, and also safe. I can confirm everything what has been said, because we are really a user, a client of CNG with quite big experience. We are not only manufacturer and seller, we are also user. Yeah, we can confirm that everything is safety. I don't have any information about any accident, not only in our country, in the Czech Republic, but everywhere around the world. So CNG definitely is safety fuel. Ecological, that's clear, it's alternative fuel. If we compare the pollution, not only CO2. CO2 is not the main benefit. There is about 30% less CO2 emissions compared to standard gasoline or petrol combustion engines. So in the Europe, the benefit is not the best or what we want to have here. But there are also other emissions like CO, like dust particles, NOx, which is really a problem. So from this point of view, CNG is definitely ecological and much more ecological compared to another fuels. So we have already built our station or sold in 18 countries, mainly in the Europe. We have one application in India. We also sold 2 or 3 stations to Argentina, but these are exemptions. So our location is Europe, and we are still focused on the European market, which is, as I said, actually in decreasing trend. So in the Czech Republic, in our country, the experience is that we have about 35,000 vehicles, passenger cars, buses, some trucks as well, and we have about 200 filling stations. And you can consider that the Czech Republic has 10 million people only. You can compare it with Nigeria, which is a much more bigger market with a lot of opportunities. And if we say that in the Czech Republic is 10 million people and 200 filling station, you can simply calculate how many filling station would be some opportunity in Nigeria with 200 million people. I know this is a little bit different. We cannot calculate this in this way, but still, yeah, the opportunity is there. So, as I said, our experience is quite large. We have about 50 cars in our company. Our company has 500 employees, and we have about 50 cars, mainly passenger cars. And 90% of those cars are running on CNG. So we have our own stations in our factories, and we are using 90% of our cars CNG. So we can be the best example for everybody. What we are saving, how we are driving, what are the benefits, because we just use it. We are not only seller, we are also the user of CNG. So this is the best experience to present it. So go on, please. Just PR information that we drive per year about 1.5 million kilometers with our company cars, which means 37 times around the world. So this is our journey on CNG every year. What is important also, and you have heard, that is economical benefit, and our calculation says if we compare our budget, we can say that we save about 55,000 euro per year when we use a CNG instead of the petrol. So that's quite large amount. It's a lot of money that we can use for other investment. So the saving, what is important also, the saving of the pollution or the ecological benefit, we calculated that we save the environment by 39 tons of CO2 per year. So it's quite interesting contribution. So this is what we have calculated. The economical benefit, this is concrete benefit in Motorikov. We are saving 0.04 euro per 1 kilometer. It corresponds to 50% of savings. We don't use CNG only for passenger cars. We have in our company also about 15 forklift trucks for our automotive production in our foundries, in our machining factories, and we are using only CNG forklift trucks from company Linde. So it was general about the Motorikov, and now we can go to our portfolio. So what we can offer, we can split our production in 4 main production group. The first one calls MJ Compact 5. The second is MJ Variant or MJ Variant Plus. The third is MJ Compact Plus, and the last one is the biggest station is MJ SAT. So we can present the first one, the first application called MJ Compact 05. This is application for direct filling, or we can call it slow filling. This application is suitable for homes, for small companies. You can see that there are number of cars from 1 to 5. You can also read that the filling capacity is about 15,000 cubic meter of CNG per year. It corresponds to 10,000 kilos per year, and it corresponds approximately to, it is quite large interval, from 20,000 to 200,000 kilometer per year a journey. This is suitable for commercial cars, passenger cars, for forklift trucks, etc., etc. There is a station. You can see it between the cars in the middle. It looks like a wash machine. This is very similar size, and you just need the electricity. You just need 400 volts or 230 volts, the voltage, and of course you need also pipeline with the gas. This is definitely the condition you need to have. This is the basic condition, and I know that in Nigeria this is a problem, the infrastructure. So this is, I think, quite big opportunity for your government, and I am proud that I have heard that there will be something improved in the future. So this is a condition that you need to have. This is a gas infrastructure and electricity infrastructure. And the output of the machine, the power, is 5 cubic meter per hour. That means about 3.5 kilo per hour. You simply connect this unit with the car. You push a button start on the display, and everything works fully automatically. You can imagine that standard passenger car has a storage about, I don't know, 20 kilos. My car, my Skoda Octavia, has 17 kilo. And if is it completely empty, which is also exemption, so it takes about 4 hours until the car is full. So you can use it during the night. You can use it during the time when the car is not operated. We sold in our country about 500 stations for this slow direct filling. Okay, it was a slow filling. What is more, I think, important and convenient for the users is fast filling, which is working with gas storage, the gas bottles. It's also very safety, everything. You can see on the picture that the station is actually very similar to the previous one. And the system is that we simply connect 2, 3, or 4 compressors, compact 5 together with a storage. And we fill with this set of compressor, we fill the storage. And the car is filled from the storage. The filling takes only, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 minutes, depends how big and how empty or full is the storage in the car, is the tank in the car. This is suitable solution for bigger fleets. You can see from 5 to 20 cars driving from 200,000 to 800,000 kilometers per year with the filling capacity of or from 20,000 to 60,000 cubic meter per year. It is comfortable solution because everything is fast. You just come to the station, you connect simply the hose with your car, and you can fill your car, as I said, in 3-4 minutes. We can equip this station also with the dispenser or with some system for monitoring the demand, how much gas has been filled in each car or each user, each driver. So it's quite comfortable, and it is also very popular solution here in our country. It's good for small companies. You can see some pictures how it looks. So you can see the left side some stations in the real situation, in the real life. There is also always 3 or 4 filling station, compact 05. Always is there some storage. You can see the bottles there. The storage optimal size is about 1,000 cubic or liters, 1,000 liters. This is one cubic meter. You can see also the dispenser there, yeah, in front of you. So this is the most complicated one. So next solution is very similar to the previous one. The only one difference is that all the compressors and also the storage is placed in concrete container. So this is now it is product. You can buy this product as a solution. So everything is hidden in the concrete container, and this is assembled in Motorikov. You just need to have some base, and you just need also some pipeline and electricity connection, and we deliver to our customer this building, as you can see, with dispenser or with some simple distribution system, with or without registration, without monitoring, as you need. So it's very flexible. So as I said, this is the same from the capacity point of view. You can see the same output up to 20 cubic meter per hour. There can be up to 4 compressors, and you can use it for the fleets up to 20 cars. The same solution, the only one difference is that everything is covered, everything is built in the concrete compressor or concrete building, concrete container. This is a picture how it is inside. So there are not the gray-blue units. There are compressors open. Everything is with the good access. So I think it's quite good solution that is a little bit more expensive, but very simple for transport, very simple for installing. You just need some concrete base or some fixed base where we can place the container. So it was Motorikov variant blue solution. Other solution is for bigger applications. Looks very similar to the previous one. It's also bigger. It is also a concrete container. You can see it on the picture, but you can see the parameters that there are only 1 or 2 compressors. These compressors are with the higher output. Output is comes from 20 to 60 cubic meter per hour. And there can be also a bigger tank. You can see here integrated tank can be integrated storage of the gas can be up to 3,360 liters. The filling capacity can be up to 180 cubic meter per year, and it's suitable for quite big fleets. There can be passenger cars or also forklifts and also trucks. This is a first station where can be also a truck or bus filled, but not in a big numbers. It's suitable only for 1-2 trucks. Now we are preparing some solution for France, one station from France, and the company has about five trucks, and we calculated that this solution can still operate this quite big fleet of the cars or trucks. We can see how it is inside. So there is a big compressor or bigger compressor, not only one unit, but not the small units, but one bigger unit. This is compressor that we are not producing in Motorikov. The smaller one we are producing in our factory, but this one we have to purchase from the special manufacturer. You can see also some accessories, some infrastructure in the container, dryers and the storage bottle. The station can be also equipped with dispenser or without dispenser, depends on the customer. And this solution, unfortunately, we are not allowed to deliver this solution out of the Europe now, but we are trying to get this allowance from the manufacturer. It is a solution that we call MJSAT, and this is a standard big public filling station that is suitable for all the cars, for everything, for cars, for trucks, for buses. So this is a standard solution, as you have probably seen somewhere. So, but the principle is the same always. There is a concrete building with a storage inside, with the compressor inside, Just the one difference is how big and what is the output, what is the power of the compressor. And everything is the same. Everything, all the surrounding is the same. Dispenser, bottles, the building. So it works also in the same way. So this is MJSAT, some examples how it looks in the real life. So I think it was quite short overview of our experience, of our portfolio, what we can offer to our Nigerian partner. And we are looking for the cooperation with such a country like Nigeria. So for us, it is opportunity. This is a reason why we signed the contract with our partner, and we will see how it will work in the future. So we are here. We are here for you, and we will see what will come in the future in your country. We can recommend this solution for everybody. As I said, we have a best experience as the user. So thank you.
Thank you very much for that beautiful presentation. Yes, it was very insightful, and I'm sure a lot of questions are running through the minds of people. Some people are already asking, how can I get this? How can I get that and all? But those questions will be answered. However, thank you very much, Mr. Jiri. I don't know if Mr. Daniel has something to say quickly before I move to the next session.
Hello, Daniela Heinova speaking. We are from the same company as Mr. Sliva right now made the presentation. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much. It was a very insightful one. Quickly, I'll move to Yinka for the next session. Yinka, please go ahead.
Okay, so thank you so very much, Joshua. Please confirm you can hear me. I hope
I can hear you very clearly. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Thank you so very much. So special appreciation to Mr. Jiri. That was a fantastic session, and I'm absolutely sure that each and every one of our participants have learned, and it was quite insightful. So we say thank you so very much for doing this with us. Then special regards to Mr. Daniel as well. Thank you for joining the webinar. So we'll take question and answer shortly. But before we take the question and answer segments, so I would just like to read through who we are, Connect Gas and Energy Limited, aka CGAS Energy Group. As much as I know that a lot of us are aware, this is not the first time we're doing our training. Our webinar series has been running for quite a long time. And a quick run through the attendees, I can see that we have a couple of returning attendees, so which goes to show that we have a community of people who have been a very big part and a large part of our webinar series. So I want to say thank you for joining us once again. We celebrate you so much. So our mission is to drive the transition to cleaner, more sustainable energy solutions, and we offer innovative and reliable gas products and services. And just like this partnership with Motoyikov has expanded, we are committed to enhancing energy efficiency and safety in the gas industry through cutting-edge technology, expert trainings, and strong partnership. So we are the sole distributors for Motoyikov in Nigeria, and we are honored, and it's not something we take for granted. So we are expanding. I know that the CNG industry is currently expanding, and the transition has been amazing so far. So we'll take questions and answer now. So if you have questions and answers, so because of our time, we will not be able to take each and every person to unmute themselves to speak, because I can see a couple of hands being raised. So please, if you have a question and answer, please drop it in the chat box. It would also help us as well as help you to look at the question in case the questions was not is not being able to be treated here. Then you can easily reach out to you after the seminar so that we can have more discussions concerning it. So we'll take the first question here. And I believe this question goes to Mr. Jiri. So Mr. Hawal Abubakar is saying, what safety features are integrated into MRS?
I will switch to the Czech language to my colleagues in Soběslav. Sorry for that. On se ptá, jaký jsou tam nějaký bezpečnostní prvky, zřejmě, ne?
Ano.
Jo, to jsme teď taky takhle nějak vyrozuměli. Máme tam metanový čidlo.
Daniel, můžete když tak klidně to říkat?
Já metanový čidlo nepřeložím.
Gas detektor.
Yeah.
There is integrated gas detector in the building, for example. So if there is some leakage of the gas detector switch everything off. So that means there is not any electricity anymore. So that is very important equipment in each station. So gas detector. So
Trhací spojka, která slouží k tomu, aby neodjeli s plničkou i s autem.
Other safety equipment is in the distribution side or on the dispenser. There is a breakaway coupling. It has a function, and it's very important function. I can confirm it from my personal experience. If you forgot the connection of the hose in your car, the filling hose, and you want to drive with with the hose, so it is broken away without any damages. So you can simply connect it back in the coupling to be able to fill the car again, or to operate everything again. So breakaway coupling, integrated breakaway coupling. This breakaway coupling is also on the very small unit. This is everywhere. This is in our country. It is needed to have this breakaway coupling on the filling station. It's everywhere. So, okay.
Tlakový pojistný ventil, nebo každá tlaková sekce je odjištěná tlakovým pojistným ventilem.
Each pressure section are protected by pressure valves. So you cannot overfill anything, because there are safety valves checking the pressure in the sections and stopping the filling if there is a target pressure.
Další máme elektrické hlídání přefázování, sledu fází.
Aha.
No, tak to nebudeme říkat, ale máme to softwarově vyřešený, řekl bych, a další softwarový jištění, jo, že poznáme prostě, je to chráněný.
And there are also some other unspecific protections in the software. So that is which is checking the electricity, which is checking the input pressure of the gas. So a lot of safety components, not only in physically, but also in the software. Is it okay for you?
Yes,
Is it
that's fantastic. Absolutely. Thank you so very much, Mr. Jiri. Special thank you to Mr. Daniel for that. Okay, so we'll go on.
Additionally, I can also say that each bottle has a special safety valve. So if there is some problem on the bottle, some overpressure, for example, due to the sun or due to the some fire, it is automatically decreased the pressure in the bottle. So it cannot. There cannot be any accident. This is the same as it is in the car. You know, there are also safety valves, pressure valves.
Okay. All right. So thank you very much for that fantastic answer. So for the purpose of those that were not around during the introduction, so Mr. Daniel is in charge of technicals, is a CNG engineer, so that's why. But he is not very fluent in English language, so Mr. Jiri had to interpret that session. So we'll go to the next question, which is, how do you refill and store the gas before sale or service to the vehicles? That question is coming from Mr. Jonathan Ashi. Then while we would take that question, so I'll just take the second question as well, so we can start rounding up because of our time. So Mr. Howard still asked the question that what are the typical applications for the mobile refueling stations? And okay, we'll go to the next questions later. Please let's take these first two questions, Mr. Jerry. Thank you. Or do you want me to go again with the questions?
So typical applications for the stations, for the smaller, or for which one?
Okay, so that's another. Mr. Howard, please, can you indicate in the question and answers sections which of the mobile applications are you looking at, which of the MJ products, so that you can have a specific answer tailored to the application you're looking at. So while we wait for Mr. Howard to rephrase his question, please let's take the question from Mr. Jonathan. Mr. Jonathan said, what is the cost to own and operate the CNG refilling station? So please, you can reach out to us. I think the contact information will be sent, will be shared on the screen very shortly, so that the detailed posting can be sent to you. You can also send a message to us at info@cgasenergy.com or contact our available numbers for that question. So we'll go on to Mr. Olagoke says, thank you very much for the presentation. It was really impactful. Thank you so very much for that. Then he also said, is there a fixed location of CNG fuel station in Nigeria? Okay, I think I'll take that question. So yes, there is a whole lot of fixed location for CNG fuel stations in Nigeria. And at the moment, I know that there is about a couple of CNG stations here in Lagos. We have a couple of them in Ogun State as well. And I know that we have a couple in the East. So it depends on your location. So CNG is just transitioning, and the expansion is not as feasible as the fossil fuel, which is the petrol. But then we still have fixed locations, so you don't have to worry about refilling your CNG. Definitely in Lagos, we have about 5 to 6 centers where you can refill. So then Mr. Howard said, how often should MRS and MDS be inspected?
Sorry,
Okay.
one of our panelists is raising up his hand. Satoshi
Okay,
Koka
Mr.
wanted to
Tosin.
ask.
Oh, okay, so we'll take Mr. Tosin. Thank you very much.
Hi, I just wanted to add to what Inka said in terms of refilling stations. You're correct in that, yes, there aren't quite so many at the moment, but active at the moment across the country, there are 34. There are 7 in Edo State. There are, at the moment, there are 8 in Abuja, and in Lagos, we have approximately 12. And there are others there's in Kogi State, we have 2 in Ogun State and Oyo State as well. So these, they're increasing all the time. And like I mentioned, by the end of this month, and certainly by the end of next month, that number will probably, maybe not quite double, but will definitely increase by over 50. And those are fixed stations, but we're also looking at mobile refueling solutions as well, so that we can get to areas that are maybe not so well served.
Yes, thank you so very much. So this is why it's so good to have a guru in our midst. So that's Mr. Hooker from the Presidential CNG Initiative here in Nigeria. So yes, definitely. Just like Mr. Hooker said, we have 37 stations which are active at the moment in Nigeria. Thank you so very much for that, Mr. Hooker. So we'll take where did I stop? Okay, so Mr. Howard was asking that what are the regulations? I've not gotten here. Okay, the question was, what are the typical applications for the, I think Mr. Jiri has answered this question in his presentation as well. Let's just go down because of our time and see another question. How can mobile refueling station?
It depends everything how big is the fleet. So each CNG station is actually tailor-made solution. So it depends how big is the fleet. You need to know, or we need to know, how big is the fleet and what is the number of kilometers you are driving per year. And according to this information, we are able to offer you the best solution. There is not any typical applications, or maybe we can say the smaller applications are suitable for small fleets. That's clear, and we can start with a private drivers. So the small unit for the slow filling, the typical application could be taxi driver, or very small company with 2-3 cars, some craftsman, some bakery or butchers that are driving with their goods around the city to delivering their products around the shops. So it's the typical application for the small units. Yes, and the limitation for the small unit is that you need to fill the car during the time when you don't use the car, of course, when the car is not driving. So during the night, for bakery, it can be also during the day when you don't deliver. So it's the small unit, and the applications for the bigger units, these are companies. Generally small or bigger companies, manufacturers, everything actually. And the big station is public use. It can be for public transport, for the bus operators, everything you can imagine what is using a bus or truck or a car. We built a station in our capital, for example, in České Budějovice, which is the capital of our South Bohemian region, and it is from the city. It is the filling station for the public bus transport. They have 20 public buses or transport buses for the public transport in the city for CNG. They also have electric cars or buses. They have standard petrol buses, everything. The spectrum is quite large, but they have 20 CNG buses, and we built, it was also typical application, a filling station for these buses, for the city, for our capital in South Bohemian region.
All right, thank you so very much, Mr. Jerry, for that. So we'll take the next question. So since it's on safety measures, so I'd like to ask Mr. Kuka to take the question on where did I? Okay, so we have about a couple of questions relating to safety. So I'll just run through. Someone said, what are the regulations that govern the MRS and the MDS operations? I want to believe that that is tailored to Nigeria. Then another person also asked that how often should the MRS and the MDS be inspected? Then there is another question relating to safety. Someone said, how can the mobile refueling stations and the mobile daughter station ensure security and theft prevention? So over to you. Okay, there's another question. So Mr. Odias said, what are the safety measures in transport CNG mobile vehicle to units for sale when the temperature is okay? Maybe we'll let Mr. Daniel take that question. Okay, so over to you, Mr. Tuson.
Okay, I'll see if I can follow. I was also trying to see. So safety, how often should the MRS and MDS be inspected? Well, I guess that is, it depends on the unit and depends on the OEM. But we would say normally they would be inspected after installation. They would normally be certified, and it'll be annual. You have as part of your license renewals, it'll be done annually. But there's no reason to see why there should be any less than that. So in that respect, that's fine. As you would have well, there could be spot inspections anyway. But there's no, at the moment we have it is annual, and the same for vehicles as well. Once your car has been converted, if you have a converted CNG vehicle, the requirement under the NGVMS rules is 1 year. Every year you go for inspection for your cylinder and for the system as well. What was the other one? What are the safety measures in transport CNG mobile vehicle to unit for sale when the temperature is very high, especially in hot season? I want to dispel a myth that we have high temperatures and that poses a risk. Like I mentioned before when I spoke, CNG is stored in a very safe cylinder, quite thick. I can't remember quite the thickness of it is, and it's completely extruded. So heat temperatures, high temperatures do not affect it. In fact, the combustion temperature of CNG is I think it's over 500 degrees, and in any case, you'll need a significant ignition temperature is over 500 or 800 degrees. CNG is used in countries that are even hotter than Nigeria, and there are no problems there. So the what's the theory? The Brownian theory. Yes, it applies, but it doesn't affect the CNG because of the containers. But that's why we have these in these very thick and heavy containers to protect it. That's why it is important that if I take people back to the incident that happened in Benin last month, that cylinder was not a CNG cylinder, and that's why we had that incident. So it's essential that you know and you educate yourself. The cylinders are built to a particular ISO standard. I think it's 11439, and they are properly stamped, and it's clear as to the manufacturer date, and they have a lifespan of 15 years. After that, they'll be retrieved and and replaced. So in terms of a safety measure for hot temperatures, that is not a challenge at all. I'm trying to think if there's any other safety question that I can answer. If not, I'll defer to others.
Okay, thank you so very much, Mr. Tosin.
I can also.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I can add also my comments to the temperature. I don't know how hot is in Nigeria. Definitely hotter than we have in the Czech Republic. But I know that a lot of applications are working in Arabic world, in the Middle East, where it's definitely very hot, and it works without any problem. As I said, each bottle has a safety valve, which will leak the gas from the bottle when the pressure is over some limit in the bottle in the storage. So it works without any problems, and our stations are also equipped. We call it. This is also some safety parameter. We call it temperature compensation, and it works that the pressure, the filling pressure in the car is regulated according to the temperature what is outside of the car. So the distribution section or the dispenser is measuring the temperature. If the temperature is outside temperature is low, the filling pressure in the car is also lower. There is some special algorithms calculating the filling pressure according to the outside pressure. So the station is considering, or the software is considering, if the car is filled when it's cold, that during the time can be the temperature higher, or if the car is standing under sun somewhere, the temperature will go up. So also this is calculated in the way that the pressure during the hot period will not go over the limit. And it works also in opposite. If it's very hot and the outside temperature is very high, the filling pressure could be also higher. Because if the car is coming to the colder space, then it goes down everything. So there is some special software which calculate the filling pressure according to the temperature, for example. So it was my comment to this. And also one comment I have, another comment. We, as I said at the beginning, we are iron foundry. We have a big iron foundry where we work with the liquid iron, and there is the liquid iron has temperature 1600 degrees, and we work there with CNG forklift trucks without any problems. So it is quite dangerous working place from the temperature point of view, and we can use it according to Czech regulations. We can use their CNG forklift trucks without any troubles. It is fully recommended by our authorities to use their CNG, and it is recommended to replace LPG, that means the liquid petrol gas forklift trucks in this place, for example. So it is just to know that from the temperature point of view, there are not any troubles.
Thank you so very much for that, Mr. Jerry. Okay, so we have a short video that was sent in by our technical partner, Mr. Clinton. He's unavoidably absent. So that still explains a bit more about cylinder testing in terms of the hotness. Okay, Josh, please help us with the video.
Natural gas is emerging as a major motor vehicle fuel. It's clean burning, cost effective, and the supply is abundant, especially in North America. And there is a new aluminum composite reinforced cylinder that is lightweight. Another criteria by which these new cylinders are judged is performance under gunfire. How do they hold up under gunfire? And when they're pierced, how do they behave? The answer to the first question is that they are very difficult to pierce, as these first tests demonstrate. The bullets here are standard police issue loads, and each projectile will have a penetration of approximately 50% of the composite thickness, or less than 1/8 of an inch. The distance from the firearm to the cylinder was approximately 25 feet. There was no severe damage to the cylinder, other than damage to the composite matrix. There was no penetration of the metal. And even after this test, the cylinder performed well within its design limits. The cylinder exceeded the minimum burst pressure of 7,500 psi. All cylinders were charged with natural gas. What is happening is the target and the bullet are basically exploding, but there is very, very little damage to the composite. A portion of the composite on the right-hand side of the screen can be seen to flip out and pull back in. However, the depth of the damage to the composite was again less than 1/8 of an inch. The total thickness of the composite and the cylinder wall is over 3/4 of an inch. The weapon used here, the AR-15, is a standard military assault rifle used by both the U.S. and NATO countries. The test involves a direct hit with armor-piercing projectile. The vent down was completely safe. There was no ignition of the natural gas, and it vented down in less than a minute. You may safely conclude from a review of these tests that even under the most severe conditions of high-speed collision, bonfire, dynamite, and gunfire, these new CNG cylinders performed safely and predictably. The service pressure of the cylinders, 3,000 psi, was maintained under extreme abuse. There was no venting of the gas in most cases. The exceptions were the direct penetration gunfire tests, which were of course designed to penetrate the cylinders, while the bonfire tests were designed to specifically check safety valve performance. In all these tests, there is no fragmentation of the cylinders because the composite matrix completely encapsulates the metal shell of the cylinder itself. To the best of our knowledge, there has never been any cylinder ever built which has been subjected to the kinds of tests you've just seen. And once again, the basic reasons for these tests were to establish the total integrity and strength of these CNG fuel cylinders under the worst conditions, as well as the overall safety of natural gas as a vehicular fuel.
All right, thank you so very much for that, Josh. So I believe the video is self-explanatory, and just like Mr. Tosin and Mr. Jerry has rightly said, yes, cylinder is very, very safe and fully heated. You must ensure that you get them from the right and the proper place. So we'll take the next question, Mr. Olagoke Onarudin. He said, what are the locations of the CNG filling stations in Nigeria? Okay, I want to believe that you can get that details online. You can also get that details directly from the PCI website. I know that the data is being collated, and just like Mr. Tosin has rightly said, we have 34 active CNG filling stations in Nigeria at the moment. So then you also requested for contracts of the expatriates that are specialized in the installation. Yes, please contact us at info@cgasenergy.com, or contact any of our numbers. The contact page will be displayed shortly, immediately after this question and answer segment, so that you can reach out to us concerning installations and the likes. So Mr. Howard asked for how can the MRS and the mobile data ensure safety, ensure security and theft prevention. So I want to believe that this is tailored, it should be tailored to your location. So for us in Lagos, there is a particular safety or security measure we use, which is quite different from those in the east and those in the north. So it depends on the particular location, but then we would advise that you ensure that your station is properly under the surveillance services with the normal installation of CCTV and the employment of security services as well. Then Mr. Olaguki said that he wants an explanation on CNG fits. Let's go on to Mr. Israel Oti. He said when there is no pipeline gas, what is the solution for mobile refilling with 200 bar inlet pressure? Let me take that again. When there is no pipeline gas, what is Mr. Tosin, please, do you understand this question?
I believe he's trying to, if there's no pipeline gas, and we have the pipeline gas infrastructure is still being widely developed. So where there is no pipeline gas, we have what we call the virtual pipeline. A virtual pipeline is essentially, it's a truck and that is pulling the CNG cascade, the tube skids. I'm sure you've seen them around the country. Similar to how you have in petrol, you have a truck pulling this petrol tanker or diesel tanker. So these trucks will take the CNG from the mother station or wherever the pipeline ends down to the daughter station, and then dispense into the storage units there. So that's what we're doing now, because the pipeline infrastructure is not quite there, but we're hoping that by next year we'll have a significant improvement in the pipelines, as the government is going ahead and completing key major pipelines that will help boost the pipeline network across the country. In particular, there's the AKK pipeline, which is the Abuja Kaduna Kano pipeline. Ajaokuta Kaduna Kano pipeline, and then there's also what you call the South, which will help. Once it cuts across the River Niger, it'll help open up the southeast of the nation as well, so that the pipeline infrastructure can go. But in the meantime, it is virtual pipelines. That's what we use to get the gas across to where the infrastructure isn't there.
Okay, I was muted. So thank you so very much, Mr. Tosin, for that. Okay, I didn't really understand the question earlier. So yes, you can also contact us directly. Thank you so much, Joshua. The contact details are on the display screen as seen. So you can contact us via email or send a WhatsApp or a normal call message. So we also have smaller skids. We have smaller skids, both for the conversion and skids for industrial use as well. So you can contact us directly in case you need any of the above. So Mr. Seidu Usman said he has a physical facility in 26 states, and what is it? Oh, okay, from partnership aspect, please reach us at info@cgasenergy.com. Let's discuss partnership. Yes, we are excited whenever we hear partnership. Yes, so please reach out to us. Let's figure out a way to grow and move forward. So Mr. So for Mr. Oluyori Adioye, the question has been answered already. So your question is centered on safety in regards to high temperature. Then Mr. Howard, trying to move quickly now because of the time. So Mr. Howard is still asking for typical application on capacity. I believe this question has been answered earlier, but then if you still need further information, the CNG brochure is available, so we can send that to you, so you can still go through the documentation to see the exact details that you are looking for. So yes, we have that document, so you can reach out to us on any of our contacts, on any of our contact information, so we can send the documentation to you. So because of Mr. Israel said, because of power supply issues, can there be gas-driven engines for operations of the booster? So Mr. Jiri, so this question, Mr. Israel said, because of power supply issues, that can there be gas-driven engines for operations of the booster?
Danielo, rozuměla jste jim? Teď?
Jenom trochu tam je ten dotaz,
No.
když kolísá nějak ta energie v těch jejich sítích, tak jak ta plnička, pak jak je to zabezpečené, jak to funguje. Can there be gas-driven engines for operations of the booster?
Co se týče plynu, tak tam máme manostat, který hlídá minimální hodnotu toho vstupního plynu. Takže pokud ta hodnota je menší, tak to odstaví. A pokud se týče elektroniky, tak tam je vlastně hlídání kvality sítě, takže pokud ta kvalita sítě taky klesne, tak se to prostě normálně vypne.
No a jestli teda to může být napájeno nějakýma jako externíma nějaký, co to je, centrály, jak se to řekne?
Elektrocentrály.
No, něco takového.
Nita, can I just jump in? If the question is about inbuilt generators, the answer is no, there's no inbuilt generator. Okay, so the MRUs don't come with inbuilt generators, there are no inbuilt generators.
Žádný generátory.
There is not any generator in the station. You need the electricity connection, or you need some external generator. But what is the condition? The input parameters must be stable, of course, from the electric point of view, and it is checked also by the software of the station as well as the gas quality. There are two figures or two points that we check. One is the pressure, the inlet pressure, and if the inlet pressure of the gas goes below some level which is needed to work properly, the station is switched off. And there is the second point that we measure is the quality of the gas. If the quality is bad, the station is also switched off. But this is electronic checking, electronic control in the system. So what is important is definitely to have as much as possible stable gas network. But it is protected. If there are some fluctuations, if there is some decreasing, the station stopped the working.
All right, so thank you so very much, Mr. Jerry, and as well as Mr. Tim. So Mr. Tim is the CEO for CGAS Energy. And so we'll take one final question because of our time. We are rounding up now because our partners are very busy, so we don't want to take too much of their time, as well as Tosin Kopa as well, is a very busy man. So we'll take okay. Let me see. We'll take Mr. Timothy because the color of his name is different from others. So Mr. Timothy Agidi said, what is the maximum gas inlet pressures of the mobile refilling stations? So that goes to Mr. Jerry.
Vstupní tlak, Lukáši, to je pro ty malé stanice, je to kolik?
Pro domácí plničky je 235 barů na přímý plnění a do zásobníku dáváme 250.
Vstupní. Já jsem rozuměl vstupní tlak.
Vstupní, no.
Jo, vstupní, jo, vstupní. 0,01 bar, takže 0,01 bar.
10.
Takže je to, já hledám v hlavě tu jednotku, teď mi to vypadlo. 10. Já se kouknu.
0.00 bars is the input pressure for the small unit. 0.01.
Okay, so that's the input pressure for the smallest unit, which is the compact 05.
For the compact 05. We can use always higher pressure, of course, but you need a gas pressure regulator on the pipeline. You need to regulate the gas, of course, the pressure of the gas. For the bigger stations, for the public use, we can use the pressure 3 bars, for example. Doesn't matter. You can use what you have. It needs to be just regulated down if needed.
Okay, so let me just jump in as well. We have product packs and we have the manual kits as well. So we have all those information. If you need them, if you need detailed technical information, we'll send them across to you. We have all that in the office. So any other question about technical details or how to use, we have all that. Just get in touch with us. Thank you.
All right, so thank you all so very much. We have come to the end of the question and answer segment. So Josh, please help us to up the contact details. So please just like the chairman has said, you can reach us at info@cgasenergy.com for any inquiry. Then special apologies to the questions that we were not able to take. Please reach out to us officially via email. Then